Time for the morning buzz. A group of California Democrats want to pay workers who are on strike. They're expected to propose giving unemployment benefits to the strikers from the state's unemployment insurance program. To be clear, that program is $18 billion in debt. California Congressman Kevin Kiley is slamming this proposal, telling Fox, quote, "The last thing California needs is more ways of paying for people not to work." Our state currently has the second highest unemployment in the nation and is last in the country in wage growth. Adam, I'm not sure you really like this idea. I'm going to go with you probably don't think this is a smart plan for the fiscal.
Yeah, let's subsidize people who are unhappy and don't want to work. That is right out of the DNC playbook. Yeah. It's amazing that they just keep coming up with one of these ideas after another.
I just don't understand California, Tiana. I mean, when are people going to start to vote differently in that state? And I'm not talking about Orange County or San Diego. I'm talking about LA. I'm talking about San Francisco. You get what you vote for. And if you have all these progressives in power in the state, they're going to come up with ridiculous ideas like this.
The incredible thing is that Los Angeles seems to be more radical than San Francisco when it comes to their tolerance. You know, at least San Francisco has London Breed as mayor. She's someone who's nominally pro-business, and they were able to get rid of Chesa Bowden as their DA. Los Angeles voted for Karen Bass over Rick Caruso and hasn't been able to get rid of George Gascon. Look, from a macro perspective, we can all criticize you don't pay people to stay home when you're dealing with the worst inflation crisis in 40 years. And it is in part motivated by the fact that you had all these boomers prematurely retire. And we have that supply constriction because of the labor force. But from an individual level, what is the purpose of a union if not to be able to strike effectively and still take care of its workers, right? Like, let's not even get into public sector unions, which I believe are immoral because you should not be able to lobby against the taxpayer. But private sector unions, isn't that the whole point of SAG-AFTRA, that they're supposed to supply health insurance for a lot of these workers don't make that much money. That is the union's job, to cover its employees' health insurance and backstop the wages when they choose to go on strike. It is not Uncle Sam's, and it is not the hardworking taxpayer.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you bring up the strike with SAG-AFTRA. We're going to get into that later on in the show again. But, you know, for those, you know, because to be able to be a working actor in Los Angeles, you can't afford to live in Los Angeles. And that's their point, that most of the base, I mean, Tom Cruise over here, the rest of the group over here that don't make anything. And so maybe this is where this harebrained idea is coming from. I don't know.
Here's the other thing, though. Okay, so if you can't afford to live in Los Angeles doing the job that you've chosen to do, then choose to do another job. And don't make us pay for your choice. You know, you don't have to be an actor. You can go do something else if you want. You don't have to live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's, in a way, just to bring this back to Bidenomics, that is one of the things that Biden routinely touts in Bidenomics. You shouldn't have to change your job. You should just be able to go from working, you know, in a copper mine to work in green industry. You shouldn't have to move, which this country was founded by people who moved to where the jobs were and moved to where the economy was. That's how America became great. It doesn't mean you stay in a failing state like California to try and be an actor.
The West wasn't won by people who stayed in Boston. Those people stayed in Boston. The West was won by the ones who went there.
We didn't get our freedom as a nation because we all sat around because we needed rest.
That's right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I only need to work 30 hours this week, you know.
Yeah, poor
where's
me.
my latte?
No, it's won by patriots and pioneers, and we are lacking in both of those these days.